There are many tiers in World of Tanks Blitz, obviously tier 1 to tier 10. And in every tier, there are very different attributes going for the vehicles. The alpha damage continues to get higher the higher the tiers you go. Obviously, tier 8 mediums are not dealing as much damage per shot and having nearly as much DPM as a tier 10 medium. And in today's video, we are going to be breaking into what my favorite tier in the game is, and that would be this tier, tier 9. Now, I didn't used to like tier 9 at all. I actually thought, probably about a year and a half ago or so, that tier 9 was just a boring tier. That was a watered-down version of the tier 10s. They had worse tier 10 guns, worse tier 10 armor profiles, and most of the time, like this battle here, tier 9s would go up against tier 10s, and you'd just be screwed because there's nothing you can do if you're a worse version of a tier 10 tank. But then I realized that you're really not. I mean, this is the M5Yo, and it carries a 2-shell autoloader. Very similar penetration, in fact, it might be the same to what I'm aware, as the tier 10, the M6Yo, with the double-shot gun. And sure, while this tank may have a ridiculously long reload of around almost 26 seconds on the clip, and sure, I may have lost almost half my health here, the thing about this tank is that it carries the exact same gun, once you have those 2 shells loaded, as the tier 10, which is ridiculously strong when you think about it. If you play against tier 8s with this vehicle, you dominate. And we're against tier 10s here. That's an E100, right? E100 just shot, so I'm going to poke this. Bam! 463. Bam! 872 hit points off in literally 1.7 seconds. That is more damage than almost any tier 10 is dealing. And that's insane. And it's not just the M5Yo. I mean, the Yag Tiger has 4,000 damage per minute in tier 9. There are no tier 10s that have more DPM than that tier 9 vehicle. And it's got great armor going for it, pretty decent mobility, fantastic penetration. I mean, it's a ridiculous tank. The SU-122, it's got the highest DPM in the game, 4,275. Great penetration. Maybe not the most accurate gun, but I mean, bam, bam, there you go, 904 off that Kampfpanzer. I mean, you can see just how strong this vehicle is against its tier 9 counterparts, and then as well, its tier 10s. Now, obviously, not every tier 10 is going to be this strong. Vehicles like the E50 and the M46 Patton struggle on penetration. Their vehicles themselves are good on DPM, might have decent hold-on capabilities or armor, but they're just kind of left behind on the overall aspect of their gun's penetration, which you do need in tier 9 to cut through tier 10 armor. I don't think they're bad, but when you pull out a strong tier 9, oh man, are they just so strong. I mean, you can go on and on, though, listing them. I mean, the T30, it's got hull-down capabilities, it's a fully traversable turret, and it carries a 150mm gun. The Kampfpanzer, the vehicle I just killed in front of me, 560 damage per shot. Great mobility, fantastic turn armor, they keep buffing its penetration. Vehicle's great. I mean, all basically the tier 9 autoloaders have tier 10 guns. I mean, the standard B carries a 350 damage per shot gun that just shreds into enemy armor, and it actually has the same interclip as the Progetto, and very similar penetration. In fact, it carries Hesh, which the Progetto doesn't. I mean, it's stupid, again, how much damage you can get out in tier 9 vehicles. So because of that, I like tier 9 as a tier. I mean, we're at 4,007 damage here, right? And this is a tier 10 game. I'm up against the Jagdpanzer, and sure, I might not have the DPM. People can argue that this tank has the longest clip reload for a tier 9 in the game, but that's not stopping me. Got to the side of this Jagdpanzer, boom, 1 shell into his track, boom, 1 shell into his side. He's taken out 4,837 damage, and sure, I would love to have gotten over 5,000 shooting at this IS-4, but well, it looks like our team captured the base. I mean, I'm not going to lie. My team was quite awful this game. They sat in the base and basically didn't do anything, but we came out with a victory, and I was able to do 4,800 damage. So, can I complain? No, not really. So now, let's play in a battle like the Standard B. Now, the Standard B is another fantastic autoloader. And obviously, this doesn't just go for autoloaders, but I think these are 2 very good examples. There are vehicles, as I said, like the Yag Tiger, the T30. I mean, the WC-111 GFT I personally love. So there are many single-shot vehicles that are fantastic out there as well. A good example of this is the new 50 TP prototype and the E75. So the Standard B, though, it carries basically, as I said, the same gun as the tier 10. Sure, the DPM is a bit worse, but the overall clip itself, it does 350 damage. It's got a 3-second interclip, and that's it. I mean, that's all you need to know. It does the same damage as the tier 10 in the same amount of given time, and it's got the same penetration. So all we got to do is work the ridgeline or whatever, and hopefully get out some pretty nice shells. Now, I'm actually not going to work that ridgeline hull down, because the Standard B has no turnover. I mean, it's the same as the Progetto. I wouldn't put my Progetto up that ridgeline if I saw a Kranvong and an M48 Patton and an AMX M4, so I'm not going to suffer this tank up onto that ridgeline. I'm going to flank off to the side. Now, surprisingly, the Standard B is actually just as fast as the Progetto as well. Very fast tank. The biggest issue of this vehicle is the fact that its armor is actually non-existent. I mean, non-existent to a point where you will be pinned every shot that is fired at you if it hits. So you got to be very, very careful at that. We got the T92 off to the side, though. Oof, that shot did not go where I wanted it to. That sucks. This is a really sneaky spot, by the way. For anybody that feels like they're useless in their current position, I mean, you can easily sit here, and if anybody tries crossing this position here where that Patton's about to go, you're going to be able to get some pretty nice shells out. There you go. One shot into the side of the Patton. I mean, it's really a fantastic spot. And, of course, I'm not detected. Now we can aim it on this side of the Kvanvong. There's a nice shot into the side of him. And then if he backs up, we can get more shells in. I mean, this is why I love this spot here. Sure, might be camping, but who cares if you're camping if you're supporting your team? I mean, I've already gotten some really, really nice shots out, right? Look at this. We're at 1,089 damage. And that's just all you really need to do, right? I know that I'm useless on that front ridgeline, so I'm just going to stay back here. And we do have vehicles like the C-100 off to the front line over here. So now that I know where the enemy team is positioning their tanks, I might just be able to push my vehicle off to the side here and get some shells into the E-100. So, oof, what is that E-100 doing? He's just bleeding. That's really all he's ending up doing here. So I'm going to push my tank up a bit. Maybe we can get some shells into the E-100. Hopefully this 50B is going to end up pushing with me. So let's see if we can do that just now here. Let's poke this and hello, comrade. Is anybody here? Oh, no, I don't want to be hit by that. Back up, back up. Ah, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so hopefully my team is going to support me here, but 3 more seconds, then we have a clip loaded. And what I'm going to do is clearly just push off to the side of this guy. So there's one non-pen onto the E100. Well, let's try again. There is a penetration, and because he has a damaged ammo rack, I'm not even worried. There's a second shell into the E100. Now I push forwards. I mean, we're already at 1,820 damage here. The AMX 50B is now pushing on this guy, getting in some pretty gnarly shots as well. There's another shot into the side of the E100, and boom! AMX 50B finishes him off. Now, my team is falling apart very quickly, obviously. I don't know why, they're just very quickly falling apart. Unfortunately, as I said, there's really not much I could have done to help out mid-hill, but what I can say is at least we finished off a full health E100. Now, oh, there's the T92. Maybe we can get a shell in. I hope I'm not spotted. I am not. Okay. This is a very tricky game now. I mean, it's a 3 versus, 4? We know that the 50B is spotted, which is not good. We got to be careful about that, right? I do know that the Grill 15 is off to the side here, and I'm not spotted currently, which is good. Very good for me. So what I'm going to do is we're going to finish off the Kranvong. Let's do that very quick. There you go. Nice shot finishing him off. Now we've got the Leopard PTA, the T92E1, and the Grill 15 over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if we can get some shells into the grill. There you go. There's one nice shot into the grill. Obviously, because I am an auto-reloader, again, I do have a gun that can continue to shoot this guy over and over, and then we'll get a shot into the T92E1. So in this current moment, we've gotten a shot into the T92. He might be trying to kill me, but we just need to reload a one shot, and boom, there you go. T92E1 is taken out. Then we've got the grill over here, and sure, this grill is a very deadly opponent. He shot my teammate. Again, I'm just going to reload the shell, and boom. I mean, we just fought tier 10 opponents and easily beat most of the tier 10 opponents we were up against, and that's just what the Standard B is capable of doing. Sure, my reload may be long, very long at that. You can see here I'm just waiting and waiting and waiting. I'm just going to pop this ridge here and see if we can get a shell into the Leopard PTA, although he's not there anymore. Surprising. I really thought that guy was just going to stay there. But, boom. Now we have 3 shells loaded. So now I have the same potential damage once again as the Progetto, and I'm going to use that speed that I've been given to push up as quickly as possible. I mean, the Kranvong's mad at me for camping in a standard as I was able to showcase just what the tank can do in the correct scenario. So here we are, we got the Leopard, and yeet, there's one shot into the rear of him. Let's aim in another HESH shell, boom, there's one more, and of course, let's fire a standard shell. There you go, finishing off the Leopard PTA. So that was the game. I mean, a very simple game where I was able to showcase what the Standard B was capable of doing in the correct scenario. And that was 4,857 damage and a mastery. Now, for anybody in the comments that wants to say that I camped this game and I didn't support my team and that's why they died, I'm going to be honest, I'm on a Progetto, as I said, or should I say the Standard B, which has no armor. There's no way I was going to work middle ridge against the Kranvong. But what I was able to do off to that side spot, which is a spot that I will say sometimes push to if I know I can't do anything mid ridge, is shoot the tanks on the side, right? We got a shot into the side of the Patton. We had a shot into the side of the T92E1 if we hit it. And we had 2 shots into the side of the Kranvong, which was 700 hit points. And that guy was basically forced to not use his Kron because I was able to sit off to the side and make it so that every time he tried poking mid, I was going to shoot him in the turret. That's not camping. That's called playing your tank smart. You should know what your situational awareness is, what your tank's good at, what it's bad at. After I shot shells into the Kranvong and obviously the enemy team started pushing off, then I got shells into the E100 and then I was able to deal with the grill. This is called using your hit points effectively and winning a battle. Let me know what you guys think about the Standard B and as well the M5Yo in the comments down below. But I think both of these vehicles are fantastic. And it's not just these tanks. I mean, the list goes on and on for Tier 9. Now, obviously, there are vehicles like the Conqueror. And I don't really love the Conqueror or the Leopard PTA, which is not a fantastic vehicle unless you really know how to play it. But for the most part, there are fantastic Tier 9s in the game that are very formidable, even against Tier 10 opponents, as you saw in these games against the E100 there. Sure, the E100 might not have been the most fantastic player, but we completely demolished that grill. We took out the Kranvong. I mean, it's just fantastic how well Tier 9s do. Hopefully, all of you enjoyed today's video, and if you'd like to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. Stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.